What's up, everybody? It's Eric from the On the Runs podcast, and I'm here with one of my favorite pod fam friends, Don from My Race Tats, and we're teaming up for a My Race Tats giveaway this fall.
That's right. Be on the lookout for a future My Race Tats giveaway. Coming soon is your chance to win a My Race Tats prize pack just in time for your fall marathons. Our tattoos encourage mental resilience, fun, joy, and community connection. You can find out about My Race Tats by following us on Instagram, or you can click the link in the show notes. We're so happy to be partnering with On the Runs this year, and I hope that you enjoy today's episode. Remember, you're stronger than you think, and you can go further than you can imagine.
This is like fun with other, running friends. So I'm like, I'm going to do it because I knew it would put me in a good mood. You are my BRF.
What's happening, Eric?
There for your victory lap.
Yeah.
Oh!
How did that happen?
How did you do that?
And all of a sudden I go to zip it up and I'm like, why is the zipper in the front right now? 0 out of 10 on the recommendation scale.
I am literally crying from laughter and from so much love. Oh my God.
It's like I see off for your cornhole.
And he just smashed Arnie like that and said, you stay out of this, Arnie. And I thought,
But I don't run to stay sober. I get to run because I am.
And there she was, a halo over her head.
No, it's not very true. Okay.
And he steps to the side and just gestures. Here's the tinkle pot. I don't need to tinkle.
1, 2, 3, 4. What's up, everybody? And welcome to episode 183 of the On the Runs podcast. We're just over a month away from Chicago and 8 weeks into the New York City Marathon. The weekend was cold and wet, but that didn't keep Maverick and Goose away from the skies. Erika ran to 50K, and I decided to spontaneously destroy my body on a couple of mountains. Plus, we got a great episode today for all you feet lovers. But first, before we get to all that and more, I got to say hello to my kick-ass rockstar co-host, the former Goffstown Grizzlies soccer star, 6-star Erika. What's up?
Wow, dude, you dug deep for that one. I was never a soccer star.
The midfielder who rode the bench.
Yes, you were correct
I
there.
could do that. Ready? Just like this. I'll go, and I got to say hello to my kick-ass rock star of a co-host, the former bench rider for the Goffstown Grizzlies soccer team, 6-star Erika. What's up?
And I was damn good at that part. You better believe it.
That bench warm. Was it a wood bench or an aluminum bench?
Pretty sure it was probably the aluminum one, so it was never very comfortable, but goddamn did I keep it warm.
But no splinters. No splinters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How are you?
That
What's
was
up?
A good part. I'm doing great. I mean, it sounds like we both had quite the weekend. I have to tell everybody, I called Eric over the weekend on my drive home, which I'm sure we'll talk about, but I was so excited about some things that I saw. So I am feeling it today though. That 50K that I ran kind of kicked my ass, but
well, you called me for a reason. Let's talk about that right now.
Yes.
You called me for a reason. What was that reason? And then when I picked up the phone, not knowing why you were calling me, what did I say?
This was probably the best thing that could have happened. So I am driving. I had my race this weekend, the 50K, Cherry Hill Farm Ultra 50K up in Gorham, Maine. And so I had to take 95 all the way up, did my race, went great, came back. And as I'm driving over the bridge back into New Hampshire, the Pease Air Show was going on at the same time. And I'm just driving across the bridge. I'm seeing like these crazy storms forming. And then I see like this formation of those fighter jets.
The Blue Angels or something.
Oh my God, yeah. I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And they just like formation of 4 of them just driving like straight across the horizon.
Flying, not driving,
they
fly.
Up and go straight into that like black, whatever. They fly straight into this cloud and disappear. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so freaking cool. And then all of a sudden they just bank downwards and come out straight out of the cloud. And I was like, this is the coolest thing. So I'm driving, not taking pictures, not doing anything. But the first thought I had was, I got to call Newt because I have to add this to the show notes.
She calls me
you didn't pick up
on the
first,
telephone, by the way, which never happens.
Yes. No, I never, ever call him.
It's always like a Facebook
I'm a millennial. I don't
call.
talk on the phone. Yes. But I'm like, I got to find his number. So I give you a call. you don't pick up right away. So I'm talking to Brandon, and then you call back, and I was like, Brandon, I gotta go.
Wow.
So I answer your call, and you answer it like, talk to me, Goose. And I like flip out over that because I'm like, how did you know? How did you know what I'm looking at? Like,
It's just by
and as
chance.
I'm like on the phone with you, I know it was just pretty perfect. But as I'm talking to you, or it might have been even before, I'm driving like under just a little bridge, like an overpass or whatever, and a freaking plane just trots right above it. It looked like it was like 2 feet off of the bridge. Like it was super low flying plane. I was just like, oh, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I've never actually gone to the air show before, but now I just might because they put on an excellent show.
I think I went to one when I was a kid.
Flipping out.
And I knew it was happening. I wanted to go. It didn't work out. But at the same time, the boys are too little where they'd be like covering their ears the whole time. So I hope they come back because this is the first air show at Pease Air Force Base in 13 years. So
and I had no idea, and I just happened to be right place, right time.
So I hope they come back in a few years when the boys are ready for it because it is cool. It is super cool. And I imagine like anyone on the beach is getting the same show.
Oh, I believe it. But oh man, I wish I could have like pulled over. It specifically even had signs on the highway that said like no stopping on highway. Yeah. There were cops everywhere. And I was like, I just want to watch.
So I think what made me think of that when I said, talk to me, Goose, was I just went hiking, and we'll get to that story maybe in the outro. But during the hike, a couple F-35s buzzed the mountains right above me and my cousin Brett. And I was like getting the little, the horns. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Absolute perfect timing with everything, though. It was such a cool moment.
And it probably was them. However, it's not the first time I've seen the F-35s buzz in the mountains, summer, winter, fall, spring, whenever. They come from Vermont usually, and these weren't the Blue Angels. So I think from the way they left, they kept going northwest. I think they were just doing a training flights, but it could have been the guys doing the show at Pease Air Force Base too, and they just wanted to go buzz Mount
hell
Washington.
If I know. It was super, super cool.
Yeah, it was. You know what else is super, super cool?
Do tell.
Your show notes. Holy moly. Way to go, Erica.
Did you see
Way
that?
to go.
It was a good weekend, and I had to document it somehow.
So you ran a 50K this weekend in Maine, the Cherry Hill Farm Ultra. We'll get to all the feet talk in a little bit. We have an awesome guest today. And I should shout out our sponsors, our partners. We love you guys. My Race Tats, big news coming out with them next week. Wrightsocks, big news this episode. And also, I want to thank a couple other brands that help support my New York City fundraising, Firefly and UFOs. You guys rock, but really, Dawn from My Race Tats and everyone at Wrightsocks, you guys are awesome. So thank you so much. Erica, you had quite the weekend with some pod fam. Tell me about it.
I did. So this race, I had first run it back in 2023. It was like their inaugural race, and it's a super duper small race, which makes it kind of like a little family. And it made it even more special because the race back in 2023 was when I first got to meet Beth Newtsy.
That's right.
So yeah, so we had fun meeting each other, catching up. And who do I see at this event? Beth again. She was there. So I got to catch up, say hello. And of course, I got to give Beth a lot of credit because she always represents on the runs and I don't. So she was wearing her on the runs.
I
now
noticed
tank top.
The sleeve monster got to her t-shirt though. I like it.
I got to do that, man.
I like it.
I told you I wanted a tank top. Mm-hmm.
Well, you make it happen. I told you and Tara the other day, you got apparel.
We are working
You're on it next. However, it has to be approved by the boss man.
Not a problem. But yes, we are working on something. So I can represent us as I should because I have our wonderful sweatshirt, but it's just not cold enough yet.
Sweater weather.
But yeah, so I decided to go back this year, I guess kind of as a last training run before my 100-milers start coming up. This race, it's really nice. It's on like a trail system on Cherry Hill Farm. It's right next to Sebago Brewing Company too, which is pretty clutch. And this course is like one of my favorites because it is a loop course. And you know how much I love loops. Everything I do is loops. So the loops are like 2.65 miles, I think. And it's actually got a decent amount of elevation. So that tested me this weekend. I had to do 12 loops. And yeah, so It was a really beautiful day, a little bit humid, a little warm, but I was cruising, and just like the first time I ran this, I managed to get first female, and this year
that's
I
why
got
you went
14-minute
back.
PR.
You wanted to defend the title.
I mean, I had a shot, and it actually worked out. I was like the third female running for most of it, but there was a 25K option, and they hit 25K and left, and I was like, "Ha, I get this!" So I got to defend my lead.
So at any
It was
point
great.
were you then like thinking like, who's in second place? How far are they behind me? What do I have to do to win here?
Well, it was kind of nice because it was easy to keep track of people based on like where you are in the loops. Nobody ever, or no women ever passed me, I should say. And I started off in like 5th place for women. And then I slowly passed a couple of people, but there were 2 that I just couldn't catch. They were just a little too fast, a little too far. And then once I finished that 6th lap, I'm like, they never came out. They never passed me again. So I was like, all right, now I just have to hang on.
Very cool. You got a little bit of a competitive drive in you there that, sometimes.
It's few and far between.
Well, yeah, but like when you see it, when you see the podium finish there or the medal, and sometimes it's the cool medal, like at ADU, it's the tree trunk, part of a tree trunk, right? That's pretty cool. You got that drive there. So you got a new distance PR. Now it's 50K, so it's just 12 laps as fast as you can, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
And you ran it
Yeah.
in 5 hours, 37 minutes flat.
That was my first attempt at it. I did it in 5:23 this year.
Not a big deal.
I was pumped. I was like, all right, I think I got this. Like, I did go out really fast just because I was keeping up with people. And then I gradually slowed down a little bit. It was very hilly. There were hills.
Yeah, but hills pay the
Felt good, though.
bills.
Yep. And my legs are paying the price right now.
So was this what day was this?
Saturday.
So it was just a day trip. Did you drive up in the morning and you came back later that day? Okay. All right.
Yep.
For some
I got
reason,
up
I
at...
thought you were gone all weekend.
Nope. This was just a day trip. I got up super early on Saturday morning, like 3 o'clock. We're talking 3:30. I was up at 3:30.
That's disgusting.
And a 2-hour drive. And then, 2 hours home. It was worth it, though. I had a blast. And they're always so, like, since it's such a small race, everybody just kind of gathers, like, at the start-finish line. And they cheer you on by name. Like, they're like, yeah, you only got 2 laps left. Let's go. And, like, they're just, it's really nice.
Well, that's
Good
awesome.
people.
Super cool. I saw the pictures. I thank you for not only is your show notes amazing, but you posted and I shared. It was great. The place looked beautiful.
I still haven't logged back in.
Yeah. Well, the way you do it is fine. I love it. And people comment. People are like, oh my God, look at her and stuff. And they loved what Beth Newts had with the sleeveless shirt. It was awesome.
Yes.
It looks so cool. I didn't realize it was that
the best.
far away. You had the early morning wake-up call. I had an early morning wake-up call. I'm going to tell you about my hike.
I want to hear about it because you mentioned it last week when we talked on our other set of trips, and we never got there. So tell me all about this trip.
Yeah, well, I didn't mention what I was doing.
You said you had something epic.
I said I hope to be doing something epic when you guys are listening right now, and epically failed. Code Brown DNF. But let me tell you this. I've wanted to hike the Presidential Traverse for years. And a couple years ago, I was in great hiking shape for it. And I had it all planned out, and maybe weather, maybe kids. Earlier this year, I was going to do it in July on my birthday. And July 21st, the day before my birthday, Mount Washington had a nor'easter. And they got over a foot of snow. You remember that?
That's right.
So my cousin who lives in Connecticut knows I want to do this. And he's a pretty experienced hiker. Like, I couldn't tell you, like, he never grew up playing sports from my memory. Baseball, basketball in school and stuff, middle school. I could guess, but I don't remember him being a sports guy like I was. But instead, he's this big outdoors person who lives in Connecticut, so there's not much to do outdoors there. He loves coming up to New Hampshire and going hiking. And my dad took us hiking when we were like 11 up Washington, and we always kind of have that memory. We're a month apart in age, like less than a month apart in age.
Okay.
So he calls me last week or texts me the week before, and he's like, hey, do you want to do this on Tuesday or Wednesday? And I was like, oh, I can't. But then all of a sudden, I'm like, hey, I could do it on Thursday. Could you do it on Thursday? I'm telling him this on Tuesday. And he goes, I think I can pull it off if I take work off on Friday. So he works at concert venues. So his weekends are typically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And he
I
gets
see.
he works on the Colbert Show, and he does concerts, and he has a really cool job, and it's super fun to hike with him or to hang out with him the once a year I get to and hear about his job because I think it's super cool. It's not
That is
not your
awesome.
typical 9 to 5 boring job. It's a pretty epic job, and he drives into New York City like every couple days a week for it. So
Yeah.
he's like, I can do it if I take Friday off. And I'm like, you don't need to take work off, man. And he goes, no, that's fine. I want to watch the Chiefs game. He's a big Kansas City Chiefs fan, and they're playing on Friday night. So he goes, I'm going to go hiking, and I'm going to take Friday off, watch the Chiefs game. It's going to be great. I'm like, cool. He goes, we should start at 4 a.m. I'm like, nope, it's not happening.
Hard pass.
I can't start at 4 a.m. He drives up here the night before. He stays in Crawford Notch, which is like 2 hours away from us. And I have a busy Wednesday night. I got 4 hours of sleep. I said the best I can do is I can wake up at 4. So I remember falling asleep around 12, getting up at 4, driving up, and I picked him up at 6:20 in the morning. And we're going to attempt the Presidential Traverse. We start hiking at 7. I think we have enough time.
So what are we talking for mileage here? I'm
all
not
right.
really familiar with like the Prezzies or anything like that.
I'm going to, as my boys like to say, Google it.
Uh-huh.
So depending on, I think there's an extra mountain you can get at the end. It's about a 20-mile hike. The shortest is like 18.
Okay.
This isn't like, so all the mountains in New Hampshire are called, named after presidents, a lot of them. And they call it the Presidential Traverse.
Yes.
You go Madison, Adams, Jefferson, Washington, Monroe, Jackson, a few others. So
were you going to do all of them? I'm very
absolutely.
intrigued. Like,
yes. Yeah.
this is cool.
It's a point to point. So you leave a car. So we left a car at one end, and then I drove
Yes.
to the other end, and you hike from point to point. So the first one, it's 19 to 23 miles here on the Appalachian Mountain Club's website. Elevation gain about 9,000 feet. So I think you got a few options. You can add
That's
some
legit.
at the end, but the bulk of it
Yes.
is like 9 peaks. You could even do it like
Wow.
at 13 peaks. Now it's not like you're going up and down. You go up and then you traverse
And over,
across.
right?
So you got elevation gains and drops from here to there, but
not quite as extreme as if you're starting
you're
from
not
the
doing
base,
5,000
right?
feet
Like
for every
beach.
peak. Yeah, exactly. So
Gotcha. Okay.
the night before I'm packing and I'm like, okay, where's all my stuff? A lot of my stuff's in the camper. Randomly, I find my hiking boots that are pretty old. They're pretty old, but I don't wear them every day. And I looked at them and I go, you know what? It looks like this is their last hurrah. This is going to be fun. I really think I can do this hike. I think I got it in a day. Lots of people like to do it in 2 days and they sleep on the mountain somewhere in one of the huts.
Yeah.
I grab my stuff. I go up. We start at 7 o'clock and I'm thinking, all right, this might take us 12 hours. We'll be done by 7 p.m. And we have headlamps just in case if something happens, right?
Smart.
And we hike up Madison. It's a big climb. You wonder at some points, how did all these rocks get here? These gigantic rocks. It's from billions of years ago with the Ice Age and all that. And we get to the top of Madison and we're like, all right, we did it. Yes, high five. Cool. Take a picture. It looks beautiful. What a day. It's in the 50s. We're in t-shirts and shorts. Not too windy.
Very nice.
Feeling good. And then we start to hike down Madison right before Adams, and my boot starts to come apart.
Oh, no.
Yeah, on the down part. And I'm like, what? And the sole of my boot is falling off. I'll send you some pictures and stuff. And I'm like,
no.
this isn't good, actually. It's coming off from the heel.
No.
And so Brett's like, well, Brett is the experienced hiker. And by the way, I got to shout out Brett. He goes, I've been working out a little bit. I feel like I could do this. And I'm thinking I'm going to be the more in shape one because I run marathons and shit. When I pulled up, I was like, dude, you weren't joking. You've been hitting the gym hard.
Okay.
This is the best I ever
You're
seen
like,
him look.
he's
Like,
going to kick
yeah.
my ass.
And this was nothing to him. Nothing. And my shoe's coming apart, and he's prepared. He has duct tape wrapped around his hiking pole.
Oh, wow.
So we duct tape my boot back together, and I'm like, this is good. And we are at the Madison
Did it
hut,
stay?
and then we start hiking up Adams, another brutal, like, couple hundred feet. And I'm like, all right, well, I think I'm going to eat at the top of this mountain. And I'm sitting at the top looking at the way we have to go. And I'm like, oh, my God. It's so far, and my body's starting to hurt, but I know it's going to get
Okay.
easier because we're starting at the hard end.
Oh, okay. That was smart.
Yeah. As we start to hike down Adams, heading towards Jefferson, now my other boot is falling apart. And we have no duct tape. And now I'm starting to think to myself.
You used it all on the one.
Yeah. I'm starting to think to myself, like, all right, we think we can stop at Washington and we can probably get some supplies. Like, Washington has a building. They have a cafeteria. They have we can get something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, you know what? If we go to Washington and then it just takes too long, we could hike down to Pinkham Notch and hitchhike back to my car. I'm like, all right, we're okay. And in the back of my head, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, Brett, I'm sorry, man. When we hit Washington, let's hike down Tuckerman's. Let's go to Pinkham Notch. Let's get in a car. And we hit this junction, which I thought was the coolest name in the world. It was called Thunder Junction. And it had 5 paths to go this way, that way, that way, this way, that way.
Uh-huh.
And one of the paths said, if you go this way, it brings you back to Route 2 where we started. And I looked at Brett and I looked at my shoe and I said, hey, man, right now we're going a lot slower than we predicted. We were doing 50 minutes a mile. And we really wanted, on the way up the first part, we were doing 40. And 40 was pretty good. And knowing we'd be quicker with the traverse part at the top. But at this point, we're 50, 55 minutes. So I'm like, that's going to be 18 hours if we keep the, and who knows how long we're going to have to stop at Washington. Who knows what my boot's going to do. I just said, dude, we should go back and we should take this trail back. And we ended up, he agreed. And so we hiked down a different path. So it was like a continuous loop. It was super cool. Saw some new things we've never seen before, hiked on paths less traveled.
Yeah.
My shoe was basically both of them like done for at the end. We hiked for 9 hours, a total of 10 miles, over 5,000 feet of elevation. We drove home. We stopped at the Lucky Dog. We got food, wings and burgers. We saw Katie. We saw people at the Lucky Dog. It was actually kind of sad. There was this photo at the Lucky Dog of a lot of the regulars when I worked there. Lucky Dogs in Plymouth, New Hampshire. We're just talking about like, how's this guy? He's dead. How's that guy? He's dead. How's that guy? He shot himself. And then at the very end, DJ Mike B shows up. You remember DJ Mike B at the Lucky Dog? He's been DJing there for over 20 years. DJ Mike B.
I was probably really drunk.
I go over, I say, hi, how you doing, all this? And as we're leaving, I go, give my best to Sarah. Sarah's his wife, much younger than him too, by the way. She was only like 48 now. And he goes, I need to tell you something. And I'm just thinking they broke up. Nope. She passed away too at 48.
What the hell?
Brett goes, man, that food was good, but that was a sad dinner.
No kidding.
Everybody.
That is not what you want to
was
hear.
Gone.
Oh.
Like we just talked about so many
no.
people who are gone. Now, a lot of them are old, but 2 of them way too young. So, yeah. But so we get back. I am dead. The next 2 days, my body hurts. My back, lower back is so tight. I can barely, I can touch my toes. I can almost put my elbows to my toes. I've done nothing but foam roll and stretch. My calves have never been this tight. I skipped my run on Friday. I didn't do my long run on Saturday, but I did my long run today. I did 12 miles. I doubled my workout in it because I just wanted to, and it was fun. I crushed it. And I'm feeling...
That makes a lot of sense now. Usually you're the Friday runner.
I'm feeling so much better. Thank kudos to mom and dad for babysitting the boys so I could run for 2 hours. And I destroyed myself. And man, I thought I was prepared to do the presidential hike, and I am not. That was the first time I've hiked in 2 years. So...
Well, hey, now you have a baseline. Ooh. You know what you're in for, and definitely have time to get new boots. For the next time you attempt
Parent
it.
is listening. I invite Jay every time, and I'll tell you one thing, Jay. I'm happy you didn't come because, man, I would have pushed every limit I have because Jay's like, we gotta finish this. Because Jay's elite. Jay is absolutely elite. So next year,
that's why I'm proud to have him on my Reach the Beach team.
So we're going to try it again next year, but we've actually both decided, and you got to schedule this like 6, 7, 8 months in advance. We would prefer to do it and spend the night in one of the huts. The only problem is you got to schedule it so far in advance and you can't predict the weather. So we're just going to say the weather's going to be epic. in July.
Well, you know it will be.
And Brett really wants to see the sunrise from the top. And so that's why he's like, we should start super early. And I'm like, no, dude. So we'll start mid-morning, hike to the halfway point, stay at a hut, and then we'll catch the sunrise the next morning.
There you go. Well, now you have something to look forward to. The two of you, it's going to be a blast, and you have time to train a little bit
I'm
more.
going to do some practice hikes because
there you go.
Pro tip here from a podcaster, a running podcaster who's training for a marathon: don't do an aggressive hike in the middle of marathon training. Do not.
Probably not the best idea. I can't imagine it
Not
is.
at all.
Hey, learning experience all around.
But it was great. So, you know,
I'm glad it was still fun. It was a fun experience. I'm really glad that you sent me that text today. You just said, I just crushed my run. I feel great.
did.
Something like that.
Oh my God,
so
it
I'm
feels so good.
There you go. That's what I like to see.
Marathon training's going well. It's
Good.
just about keeping it up and not doing what happened last year. The last 5 weeks, I have 8 to go. With 5 weeks to go last year, I fell off the earth.
Well, hey, you got a lot to work towards. Not just that, but you have Team Force behind you. So it's not just you, it's the whole team.
You know what does?
You can't quit.
You know what never hurt though?
What?
My feet.
Oh, do tell. Is it because of your wonderful
Yes.
Wrightsocks?
And do you remember at the Goffstown Gallop, I couldn't find them? Well,
Yes.
I haven't found one of the pairs ever since. And the problem is
No
I have
way.
2 pairs, but the second pair, I'm missing a sock. So I only had one for the last month or so, right? As I'm packing, I grabbed the bag I'm going to use. I found the socks hidden in the water bottle pocket of the bag. So I had my Wrightsocks
They
on
turned
this
up.
hike, and my feet never hurt. They never blistered. And it was perfect timing for today's episode because feet lovers, we got one you're going to like here. We have Wrightsocks on the podcast, Erika.
Hell yes. Oh, we were so excited to talk to Russ. Help me with his last name.
Oh, you need my help pronouncing a last name?
I need your help
His name
this
is
time,
Russ
yes.
Coillot.
There we go. Russ was so much fun to talk to. He was just a super fun guy, and his love of socks rivals
Oh my
mine.
God,
Like, it
what
is-
an expert.
Oh, he definitely, like, he's at a 10. I'm maybe at like a 9.5. Like, he's got me
We
by a
were
little
talking
bit.
to him pre the recording and saying, like, this is actually the first time we've had like a product specialist.
It is. Oh my God, you're right.
And you guys
Yeah.
are gonna love this. Like, and I can't wait to go to the factory. Like, I can't.
We got to
wait.
go to North Carolina, right? North Carolina?
Right.
Yes,
Oh
we
my
got
God.
this.
This was so cool, guys. You guys are going to love this. Wrightsocks, remember, link in show notes. You can buy some. They were so cool. They've sponsored the podcast this past summer. And thank you so much, guys. But we should get to it because Russ was great, guys. So enjoy Russ Coillot on the On the Runs podcast, and we'll see you on the other side. Our next guest on the pod has spent 20 years in the running industry and currently is the expert on everything you need to know about socks. After many years with Fleet Feet, he is now the director of sales and marketing at Wrightsocks. He's run many 5Ks, half marathons, and triathlons, and we are wicked excited to finally have on the podcast Russ Coillot. Welcome to the On the Runs podcast. What's up, buddy?
Well, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me. I'm excited about doing this. We're looking forward to having a nice conversation.
Yes, conversation about feet and socks and all the good things. Those
all
are Erica's
fun stuff.
favorites.
A few of my favorite things, Russ. You came to the right place.
Yeah. I have more useless information about feet and socks than you'll ever can possibly want. So
Maybe you
gonna
could
be a
answer
fun
a
episode.
question. We have a question. I already have one right now. We've
right.
been debating, should Erika create an Only Feet account? What do you think? Yes or no?
Oh my God.
yes, So I got a great story about this. Like I have a
Yes,
funny
do
story
tell.
about this.
Do
Yeah.
tell.
All right. We'll just dive right into the weird stuff.
Yes.
So a few years back, when I was with Fleet Feet, we had several company-owned stores, and at one of the stores, the store manager got an email from somebody asking to buy worn footwear, like shoes that had been tried on or maybe worn.
Sure.
And so, like, well, yeah, we could probably do that. The next email was, well, could you take some pictures of you on a treadmill in in these tube socks.
Okay.
And there was oh my gosh, yeah. It won't go. It doesn't go too much further because I was able to step in and say, this is probably not a good idea. This is probably not a good idea. But yeah, so from that experience, I would say only feet. Yep. There's
Yes.
probably some way to monetize that.
There's a market there for you, Erika. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh,
We
boy.
joke about it all the time that Erika has an OF page on the side.
Yeah. Only feet.
Yeah,
Only feet,
exactly.
only feet.
Yeah, only feet. Yeah.
But man, how are you? I think I read from your bio and stuff. Were you originally in California? You were West
Yeah,
Coast, but now you're
yeah.
East Coast. Give us the rundown here.
Yeah, so born and raised in Northern California, Sacramento. Born and raised. I've had a very weird, long career. But I'll start where the running starts. In Sacramento, I was living there with my wife and two boys. And my oldest son was going into a after-school childcare program, right? Because my wife and I both worked. And so as part of that, though, they had this running club, this after-school running club that the local Fleet Feet franchisees had sponsored and put on.
Mm-hmm.
So my son started running, and fifth grade. And it kind of inspired my wife to start running. So I still remember the first day I ran a mile. It was crazy. And then this kind of snowball effect started to happen in my house. My son's running, my wife's running. She wants to train for a marathon. So she signs up for a training program at Fleet Feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a smoker for 20 years. And I was a good smoker, 2.5, 3 packs a day.
Wow.
I'd wake up in the middle of the night to go use the bathroom. I'd have a cigarette. It was great. My youngest son comes along, and he's like 2 years old, and he's pretending to smoke one day. So I decided, you know what? That's a sign.
Gotcha.
I need to cut this out. And instead of stopping at the store to buy a pack of cigarettes, I stopped at the grocery store or at the drugstore and got a pack of patches.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 23 years ago, and I haven't smoked since. Yeah, crazy.
Nice work. Way to
Wow.
go.
So when you're doing that, right, you have this life change. Like, well, I got to do something else. So I bought a bicycle. Went out and bought a nice little Trek 10 speed. They don't have 10 speeds anymore, but probably 18 speed at the time. And a trailer for my youngest boy. As my wife was training for her marathon along the American River Bike Trail, which is an amazing place to run if you haven't run there, I would ride my bike and kind of be the sag wagon for my wife. So I got inspired. And so I started training. I started doing a Couch to 5K, No Boundaries program with Fleet Feet. Then I did their marathon training. And then they asked us, my wife and I both, to be coaches.
Oh, wow.
And I was flattered. I was in the real estate industry at the time. I was working for a home builder in California, and this would be like 2006. So was doing some coaching for Fleet Feet, working for a home builder. And then 2008 happened. And I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember what happened in 2008 in
A
real estate.
recession? I think was it that?
Yeah. So, So I find myself in 2008 unemployed.
Oh, wow.
Laid off because, well, it just happens, right? It was the economy. And I'm a solid middle manager, and there was no use for middle-aged middle managers at that time. So I was kind of cobbling some work together. Thank God my wife was well employed. And I was in the Fleet Feet one day, just kind of cruising around, and the manager, a guy named Dusty, great runner, says, "Man, you should come to work in the store." I'm like, "Dude, I'm 40 freaking years old. I can't work for a 27-year-old kid making $9 an hour." And it may have been more than 9, but I might be exaggerating a little bit. 12
I
bucks
worked
an
in
hour, whatever it was.
retail at that time in my life, 2008. It was $9.
It was probably $9, yeah.
Yeah.
And I went home and I told my wife, she goes, "Well, why don't you do it?" I go, "Well, what do you mean?" She goes, "You're not doing anything anyway. Like, it's something to do." So I did it. I went to work at the store part-time. I was full-time in like 4 weeks. And it was fun. I was talking about running and feet. I learned a ton about insoles and pronation, supination, hip angles, all that stuff. Eric is nodding her head excitedly about that. I can tell. So
I know those words.
Anyway,
Yay.
I was there for about yeah. I was there for about 6 months, and I went to the owner of the store, and he, I gotten full time. I got put on a salary at much more than $9 an hour because after I was there, they figured I knew what I was doing.
Right.
And you got to remember, before that, the only time I talked to a customer when they wanted to get out of their contract from buying a home as the market was crashing. Normally, I didn't talk to consumers in a very positive light. I was a sales manager. I was trying to keep the deal together and politely tell them that we're going to go to court over their deposit. So talking to people about running shoes and, not having any preconceived notions that people didn't want to spend $300 on 3 pairs of shoes, it was easy. It was fun. And so I went to the owner after about 6 months and said, hey, man, I love what I'm doing, but I got a kid going to college in a couple of years, and I probably need to find a bigger job. And these sales reps would be coming in and out of the store. And I'm like, I can nail that job. That does not look too hard to me. Now, all my rep friends are listening. I know it's a thankless, hard job, but compared to where I came from, it didn't seem that hard. So I asked him, I said, hey, do you think you can help me get a job as, exactly. Can I get a job as a rep? And he goes, no. He goes, why don't you ever thought about owning your own store? I'm like, no, I don't have $300,000 liquid lying around to do this. He's like, no. We got it. So Fleet Feet at that time, it's since been eliminated, but they had a program where basically you just earn sweat equity for 4 years, and then you bought the store.
Okay.
Wow.
And so there's a bunch of those out there right now that were part of my class. There's several of them. Fleet Feet Menlo Park, really famous. Fleet Feet Nashville, really famous one. Anyway, so after about a year of being at Fleet Feet, I went to that program and ended up in Aptos, Santa Cruz, California. And then my wife and my family came over about a year later, and then we got a second store in Monterey, and we did that up until about 2017. And that was a lot of fun. And then I decided that California was not sustainable for the life I wanted to lead and buy a house and pay it off in 20 years. It was impossible. So there was a plan that didn't go. Long story endless, I ended up in North Carolina working for Fleet Feet Corporate, and I oversaw all of their retail stores for about 3 years before the pandemic.
Is that where they're based?
In Carrboro, North Carolina, yeah.
Okay.
Right next to Chapel Hill.
Yeah, I used to live in Charlotte. I was in Charlotte for 3 years, probably 2008 to 2011, 12-ish time.
Yeah. It's the roads are still under construction. When you left,
77 still a shithole,
77
right?
is still it's still under construction. Just so you know.
Yeah,
Bummer.
I'm sure you were worried about that. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, so we worked for Fleet Feet. That was great. Great crowd, great franchisees, great operators. Pandemic happened. I got furloughed, and it was like, it's probably time for something else. And I ended up the owner of this company, Joey Wrightenberry, contacted me on LinkedIn and said, hey, your name's been tossed around a little bit. Would you be interested in talking to me?
Now, how did your name get tossed around?
It's a small industry, man.
Yeah.
This is running in general is a very small industry, and then socks is even smaller. There's and we're all here, right? Mm-hmm. We're all based in North Carolina. Belega is just up the road in Durham. Features is just up the road in Charlotte. So the Darn Tough is not too far away. Hickory, Nestor, they're up in Hickory, North Carolina.
North Carolina is the sock capital of the world, basically.
Yeah. So this is an interesting little bit of trivia for you.
Yeah.
In the mid 80s, there was 2,500 plus textile related mills in North Carolina. There's 340 of us left.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
So a textile kind of mill. I know a very famous person who used to work in one in Kannapolis, North Carolina.
Yeah, Kannapolis, yeah.
3 for Dale, Erica.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Dale Earnhardt used to work in a textile mill in Kannapolis.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
I learned something.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
So this is where all the textiles were made. Even if the socks aren't made in North Carolina, like some of the companies I mentioned prior, they make them overseas. but the company is still based here because this is like the center of the sock universe, if you will.
So that worked out where you moved and you still worked for Fleet Feet and you were able to stay there and work corporate. And then you were in the sock capital of the world. All those weird guys who want socks should know that. But that kind of worked out great because who knows, maybe it's a small community or industry. They could be in Wisconsin. You just happen to be in the right spot.
In the right spot. Absolutely. I say this quite frequently, and I'll say it for the world to hear. I'm the luckiest guy you ever meet because I really enjoy what I do. I truly enjoy it. And I truly enjoy and like who I work for.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now how was that when he contacted you? Because this is a small family business. Am I right?
Yeah. How did that conversation go? Yeah.
Well, it was on LinkedIn. He said, "Hey, would you be interested? You know, I hear your name's been," and I don't know who gave him my name. He doesn't remember.
Oh, no way.
We had a conversation on the phone, and I came in the next week, I think, and met with him and his sister that owned the company. So Joey and Sabrina, they own the company. They got it from their dad, Jerry, who got it from his mom and dad.
Wow.
So that's 3.
How long has this company been around?
Since 1948.
Wow.
So that's 3 generations. And I believe you guys have spoken with Caitlin.
Yes, I've spoken with Caitlin.
That's generation 4.
Wow.
Oh, no way.
So her and her brother, Nicholas, are working in the business now. And Joey is planning his exit in the next few years. It'll be a 4th generation. It'll be a 100-year company. I have no doubt.
Yeah. That is incredible.
Yeah. So
Caitlin's been awesome so far with everything, and she's donated socks not just to us, but to some of our raffle nights and things we've done. And
she's awesome.
Just, like, I ask her for this, and she goes, absolutely. And it's just so cool because we are learning how to work with brands and build partnerships. And this is one of the first brands that has reached out to us versus me reaching out to them. And that's kind of a cool moment for me and for Eric and this little podcast that somebody's reaching out to us. So what did you know about socks at the time when you got that LinkedIn message?
I thought a lot because I've been selling them for years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was in Rent Specialty, you have the Trinity. You have shoes, socks, and insoles, right? Every customer needs to be shown those. You have to have good socks. Most sock liners stink, and you got to have a good shoe. So that was like the foundation on what we built our stores on. So I thought I knew enough, but I will tell you, I've been here for 5 years, almost 5 years, and I still learn stuff.
Yeah.
Right. About the knitting and all that. I mean, we use Lonati cylindrical knitting machines. They're out of Milan, and I think there's 3 companies in the world that make these type of machines, and 2 of them are located in Milan.
Wow.
Which is kind of weird.
That's cool, though. That's like the fashion capital of the world.
It is. Well, I get textiles, right? Fabric, cloth, all that stuff. So Wrightsock itself has been around since 1948. We have about 38 employees, and most of them make socks or deal with the making of socks. It's a very small organization. We're in 22 countries around the world. We sell domestically. REI is one of our biggest customers. We do socks for the Postal Service. We make socks for a lot of other people too. We do private label. So first and foremost, we're a manufacturer.
So do you make custom socks? Like custom? Oh, yeah. You put someone else's logo on it?
Oh, we'll put somebody else's package on it. Sure.
Caitlin, let's talk.
Yeah.
You're giving him ideas.
We used to make the Saucony socks. The Saucony 3-packs. We used to make those. We've made socks for Ariat, the boot company. We've made them for who else? Gosh, most of our stuff is most of the sales we do is our brand, which is Wrightsock.
Yeah,
and Wrightsock, and kind of our claim to fame is we make a double layered sock, which we guarantee no blisters in.
Right.
And that's our niche.
Now, was that since day one, 1948, double layered?
No. So 1948, the business was very modest. It was they were called jobbers, and what a jobber was somebody who would go to a factory that knits and get their seconds. So a lot of times on these machines, you'll miss a stitch, and so you have a little hole. And so you guys know what darning a sock is?
No.
So you'd have to darn.
Erika
the
says
sock.
yes. She's acting like a smarty pants.
Yeah. So
Hey, I like to crochet and stuff and like those words.
So you know exactly what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yep.
So you fix the hole basically,
Okay.
and they would buy these socks for a penny a pair, fix them, and sell them for a nickel a pair.
Smart business moves right there.
Something like that. Yeah. So they did that for many years, and then they did dyeing for a while. They were a dye company, which is horribly toxic and horrible process. And
I can imagine.
thank God that all went away in the 70s. And the process is so much cleaner now. It's unbelievable. But back then, all socks were white. When they made them, they were all white or yellow, like an off-white. And then you dyed them in big vats. Now we get the yarn already dyed. So it's much cleaner, much easier to deal with.
I'm glad that they do that now, like just because socks are so fun, and that's why I have too many pairs of them.
Oh yeah.
You can never have too many.
Well, good. As long as you say it's okay.
Never have too many.
I'll never stop.
Yeah. They'll last longer then, because you don't wear them out as fast, right?
That's so true. That's so true, because I always find myself going back to Kohl's and getting like a couple packs of boxers and a couple packs
You're
of socks.
validating my habit of just buying things.
Yeah. She has, you know how everyone has a dresser for all their clothes. She has basically a dresser for her clothes and then a dresser for socks.
Kind of.
Yeah. My wife has a closet for purses.
Oh man.
Which is more expensive. I don't know. Depends on what kind of purses.
There's a great joke about that too. For many years, I am not great with dates, and I get busy. I know something's coming. Like I know my anniversary is coming up. I think I gotta get some, and then all of a sudden the day's there, and I'm like, oh. So for many years, every time I forgot something of importance,
right,
I had to buy. And I don't know if you guys know this guy, and I don't know what he makes purses out of, but Michael Kors.
Oh yes,
yeah.
For many years, I had to buy Michael Kors purses, and I'm not sure what he was using to make those purses, because holy crap, those were not cheap. Now, since the advent of smartphones, my life has become a lot easier because I get reminders now.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, honestly, you just got to take her Yeah, honestly, you just got to take her somewhere. And we talked earlier about Delta. You just get her a Delta 1 seat, and she'll be pretty thrilled.
So we were talking about Delta miles. So I have a new grandson. He was born.
Congratulations!
He's 10 months old this month. But they're in Germany. My son and daughter-in-law are stationed in Wiesbaden. And so I took my wife over in February to visit for the first time. And I used all points.
Wonderful.
And upgrade certificates. So on the way over, we had Premium Select, which is not the lie flat.
But it's nice.
But it's nice. But because I bought those, I caught the upgrade for the Delta 1. And of course, I did the right thing and gave it to my wife.
Right? Good
happy
man.
wife,
Good
happy
man.
life.
Well, I'd rather not sit next to her anyway for 9 hours. Being honest. So it worked out perfect.
You just say, honey, we got the upgrade, but for some reason, I'm in Delta 1 row 2 and you're in Delta 1 row 8. Like, sorry.
Right. And we both got it on the way back. So I got 2 upgrades on the way back.
Nice.
And we're next to each other. And I just closed the little partition.
Yeah, do they have like a barrier?
Got to take advantage of that privacy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were talking about Delta miles before the video started.
Yeah,
so,
we were talking because he travels quite a bit, and I was in where he's like he's a Hilton guy. I'm like, I'm a Marriott guy, but we're both Delta guys.
Yeah.
So back to socks though. The topic here. No, it's cool. We go off the tracks all the time. So when did the double layer become their like claim to fame though?
So that was back in the 80s. It was just an idea that somebody had, and they started doing it, and we had patents on it. They've expired, but we've had patents on it, and it works. The military's done a lot of research on wearing 2 socks, and they suggest it. And I got it because I was a Boy Scout growing up, and we go backpacking all the time, and we always were supposed to wear a thin inner sock and that awful big heavy wool sock on the outside. And I always thought because the wool just felt so bad you wear 2 socks, but nope, it prevented. I never got blisters.
Yeah.
So that technology, while not earth shattering, it's amazing that more companies don't do it.
Yeah.
And the reason they don't is because it takes a long time. It's really slow. You have to slow the machines down, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. Like most sock companies, they buy a machine from Lanati. It comes from Italy. You plug it in, and it starts knitting. Ours come, we have it set up, and then the Italians have to come over for a couple weeks, and it takes about a month and a half to get ours up and running.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah. So
how many of these machines do you have?
We have 75.
75. Wow.
Yeah.
So if one
75.
goes down, you're okay. I was going to be like, oh my God, if one goes down, what happens?
But they all do different. There's different needle counts. So have you guys talked about needle counts in socks yet?
I don't think so.
So
I'm learning.
I'm learning. Yeah. So we make socks. We have 108 needle machines, 132 needle machines, 168, and 200. And much like sheets, the higher the thread count, the tighter the knit, the snugger the sock. So like our number one seller is our Cool Mesh 2. It's our kind of a bread and butter sock. It's a 132 needle, so it's kind of a wider weave, looser fit. It's not as constricting. And then like our 168 would be like a Belega Hidden Comfort is a very popular 168 needle. And then like a 200 needle would be like a Features Elite.
Okay.
And so we make similar socks to all those and those needle counts, but we do a lot of most of our socks are double layer.
So now I'm thinking here, okay, what's my sock preference? And I have many socks, but I only have a couple I prefer to run in. And they always tend to be a lighter sock.
Yeah.
You have some of those heavy socks, and they might be a little thicker or something, and those are fine if typical day, walking around, whatever. And I purposely wear those socks when I'm not running because I don't want to wear some of those thinner, lighter socks.
Right.
They almost feel breathable.
Yeah.
So
well, exactly.
what kind of needle count number is that I'm looking for?
That's lower. Right? So that's like the 132.
Okay.
That's like a lower needle count. It's got a more open weave, so you can have more airflow. A lot of times the sock preference in a running shoe too is, your feet swell pretty dramatically when you run.
Yes.
And so having a lighter weight sock that maybe not be as constricting might feel more comfortable as you take up volume in that shoe when you start running. There's a lot of folks that don't have a high volume foot. They might have a narrow foot or just narrow in spots. And so they'll want a sock that has more to it to take up more room in the shoe.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And there's cushion too. I mean, we put cushioning in some of our socks. Our lightweight stuff, we don't. But like in our Run Lux, we put a bunch of terry loops. When you fold out a sock, you see all the loops. That's cushioning. So it just depends on your personal preference. I'm with you. I wear the thinnest socks I can.
Yeah. I only have to wear it when I'm running.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So like if I, for some reason on Valentine's Day, get a bouquet of socks, and they're not the thin ones, I still wear them.
Is that a hint? Wait, is he hinting? Sorry.
No. One year my wife was like, I just want socks. So I got her 12 pink, socks, made it look like a bouquet. So that's
awesome.
why I said that. That was a long time ago. But no, if anyone ever, for instance, we used to have at my work years ago a gym, and we had like a health instructor, and she's trying to figure out gifts to give people. And I was like, I know you could go easy and do a Dunkin' Donuts gift card. You really could. But you could also do like a gift card to Fleet Feet, because the Fleet Feet was one exit down the road from us, right down the street from Eric's house. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, maybe just get people socks or like shorts or a t-shirt or something. And she did the socks.
Socks are great. People love getting good socks. And the problem is once you get a good pair of socks, other socks just stink.
Yeah.
Once you get a nice pair of performance socks, $15, $18 pair of socks, it's so different than the $2 socks you get at Walmart. Mm-hmm. It's so different. Right? The material's different. The quality's different. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's so hard to spend that much on it, but you know that it's going to be good quality. And I'm one of the runners who actually does prefer to have a little bit of cushion, although my feet do overheat. So I actually really love those Cool Mesh socks. They are fantastic for cooling me off.
So actually,
but I need a little cushion in like the heels and the
like you could do like our Cool Mesh cushion, We make a cool mesh with cushion in it, right? It's a little warmer though. It's a little bit warmer. I'm with you that padding on the bottom, the cushion does generate some heat, especially if you move around a little bit in the shoe a little bit, you get a little bit of friction heat too. Yeah.
Right. So Erika here is our On the Runs ultra runner.
Yep, resident ultra runner here.
4 years ago, though, she ran her first ultra marathon, and she did a couple of these. And Erika, you got like heat rash on your feet, right?
It was ridiculous. That was my first 100-miler, and I did a lot of things wrong, and I just got blisters everywhere. I was covered in heat rash, and actually, like the heat rash, I think I figured it out how to prevent it for the most part. But the socks are key. The socks, if they trap in the heat, that's bad news.
And did you change your socks at all along the course?
I did, yes.
Yeah, that's important.
There was a lot of dirt in there, so that's not the socks' fault, but
I used to work the aid station at Ford's Bar for states, and I can't tell you how many people would come with the same pair of socks they started with. I'm like, oh my God.
It's good to just get something fresh on there,
we used to cut the toes off of people's shoes for them, because they would swell up 3 times normal. So you take your knife out and cut off the toes. Brutal stuff.
So what I wanted to ask about her heat rash, her feet rash, whatever she was getting though, like what about a sock can help prevent that? Like she was wearing at the time, she likes the cushiony ones. Was that the problem?
The problem is friction and moisture. That's always the problem, right? Friction and moisture. So you have to figure out how you can eliminate one or both. And in ultra, you got to eliminate both because you're on your feet for so long. And that's where the double layer comes into play for us. That inner layer is super thin, and it actually moves with your foot. So all that friction that occurs happens between the 2 layers of socks, and not your sock in the foot. And that's why it works. Also, the yarn we use, which is all recycled, by the way, all the polyester in our socks is from recycled plastic bottles, and that was just pretty cool.
Yeah.
But when they make the yarn, when they're spinning it, they actually can embed properties. And one of the properties we have embedded is wicking and some antimicrobial to help with that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. And good foot health too, right? Like this is, I'm sure when I was selling shoes in the store, you always get ladies that would come in and they'd have hot spots. And it'd be where they would go get a pedicure and they would take off the calluses. And I just tell you, that is a difficult conversation to have with a lady who goes and gets a pedicure every couple of weeks. It's like, hey, tell them to leave your calluses alone. They're there for a reason, right? They're there because they need to be there.
I don't have to worry about that.
Well,
I only have like 6 toenails. That's not
not even their toenails, just the calluses right on the bottom of the feet. Yeah.
Russ, have you ever gotten a pedicure?
Yes, once.
It's the best. But
I don't dig it.
I'm training for the New York City Marathon, and I was going to take my wife out for one soon. I think I might have to wait.
No.
I never thought of that.
No. Never add more moisture. You don't want to add more moisture to your feet. Your feet sweat plenty.
Yeah.
And they get those crusty things on those spots because that's where you're rubbing. That's where your body's trying to protect itself.
Man, what a bummer.
You know what?
They can do your nails. You can do your nails and get the leg massage.
I go for the good part. I go for the rubbing and getting all the dead skin off and the foot massage. Oh my God.
No, you want all that. You want all that funk on there, buddy. In fact,
keep the funk. Keep the funk.
I used to. When I was with Fleet Feet in Sacramento, one of the coaches was a guy named Tim Tweetmeyer, and pretty prolific ultra. He won states 25 times, or ran it 25 times, won it 5.
Wow. No way.
Yeah. Lived in Auburn, worked in Folsom, would run to and from work. Like 30 miles each way.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah. The guy was he's a beast, right? But heck, it was him. We were having a conversation about blisters, and he would tell me that like the night before a long training run or a run, he would actually soak his feet in warm water and Epsom salt.
That's one of my favorite things to do after a race, just because it feels so nice. Like,
and it dries your feet out a bit.
Though. Yep.
It dries your feet out. So you try to dry your feet out the night before a long long training run or a long race. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you mentioned blisters in the double layered socks. Your claim to fame is you guarantee no blisters.
Right.
How do you guarantee no blisters? Is there like a testing process? Is there something? Do you have people go out there and try them? How do you write that? Because when you write that down, I'm not a lawyer, but like does somebody come to you ever and say, hey, I got a foot blister? And then,
absolutely. Yeah.
Are you like, prove it or what?
No, absolutely. Yeah, no. So the scientific process is pretty non-existent with this. It's a proven thing.
Mm-hmm.
What we do is we guarantee if you get a blister in our sock, we'll buy the sock back from you or send you another pair. We don't usually ask for proof. We probably sold 1 million pairs of socks last year.
Wow.
We probably bought back 100, 110. And most of those were toes between the blisters, or blisters between the toes. Sorry. And we can't help with that.
Yeah. I know, because your feet are going to rub the way they rub, so it doesn't matter what
we don't even argue about it, though, because we put no blisters guaranteed, or we buy everybody back.
Right.
So we just do it. It's
and if
easier.
You know, it's about 100 a year.
Yeah.
And you're selling 1 million.
Yeah.
Now, was that like a milestone number for you guys, or has that been going on for a while?
I think that's pretty average, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. That's so cool.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember, it's $15 socks too. Like it's not like I'm selling a million
$1 socks.
Yeah.
But it's cool to have that number.
Yeah.
It's a lot cooler than 900,000 or whatever. It's 1 million. We sold 1 million socks.
Yeah, we probably sold several million socks over the years, I'm sure. Yeah.
That's super wild. We're not even at 1 million downloads. We got a way to go. But, one day it'll be so cool. 1 million socks.
We're an overnight 75-year success. Yeah.
So in your job, you're director of sales and marketing.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about your job. What are your priorities, your main goals? What are the things you're striving for? What are the challenges you have to face every day?
Yeah.
Good question.
Every day.
What are your code browns?
Every day, my question is, how can I sell more socks today than I did yesterday? Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's my goal. Not my purview is pretty large. So I handle all of our international distributors. We have 21 international distributors that I interact with and deal with on a routine basis. We have 22 sales reps in the U.S. So I deal with them directly, indirectly. We have some big accounts that I deal with directly, like REI, some big Canadian accounts like MEC, which is like the Canadian REI.
Okay.
So I interact with them. And then the best part of my job is I get to go out and visit customers. So a lot of my time on the road is spent traveling with sales reps in territories, going to fleet feets, going to local mom and pop outdoor stores, family shoe stores, interacting with customers, trying to sell more socks.
Having the fun conversations. That's what you like to
do. That's my favorite. Well, obviously, I have a lot of things I could talk about, and I enjoy it. So it works. And then a large part of my job is like trade shows. So like there's a big one. The big one, my favorite one is the running event in San Antonio this year.
Yeah, I love watching that on social media. I don't know when we'll go one day, but it'd be cool. But seems like it's more of a business to business running event, right?
It's for running stores basically.
Yes.
And they've included outdoor now with it, which is great. So you get a little bigger crowd, and a lot of the stuff crosses over, right? Like trail for sure crosses over, running store, outdoor store.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of crossover stuff. But I've been going since 2011, and I haven't missed one of them yet. Of course, I didn't have them during COVID for a couple of years, but that's when you go to that event, you will see how truly small the running industry really is.
Okay,
because we all know each other, we've all worked together in some capacity at some point in time, done business somehow. So it's for me especially, it's one of my favorite weeks of the year.
So talk about that week then, because what are you doing down there? Do you have a setup, or are you going by yourself looking to talk to people, or are they coming to you?
Yeah.
What's your week like there?
So I usually get there Monday and start setting up our booth. We usually have like a 10 by 20 booth. And part of my job is to come up with something to attract people to our booth.
Mm-hmm.
So This last year we had a sock slot machine.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, it was a big. You hit the big button, it would spin the reels, and different socks would come up, and we gave away like some $100 gift cards and some Starbucks cards, and everybody won socks. It's like that. The year before that, I did. I dressed up like Evel Knievel, which is kind of funny. If you're old enough to remember who Evel Knievel was.
I need that picture.
Yeah, I got it on my phone. I wore it just wore it last week again at a birthday party. It was somebody's 70th birthday party, and it was a 70s theme. So I roll in looking like Evel Knievel. It was amazing. Nice. So we gave away a bunch of. Remember those the Evel Knievel toys when you were a kid, where you wound them up and the motorcycle would go and jump?
Now you're aging yourself.
Yeah, I'm old. We gave away about 20 of those that year, and we had people try to jump the motorcycle over the ramps. It was great. And then we had Santa Claus the year before that. So we tried to come up with something unique and different to get people to interact with us that we normally wouldn't see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like so much fun. So I'm curious how many different run shows there are. Like, we know of the Boston Run Show. Have you ever been to that one?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we did that one a couple times. Yes.
Oh, cool.
And how often are you like, you got the running event, you got the Boston Run Show. Like, how popular are trade shows around the country, or the globe for that matter, that you attend? So there's a lot of trade shows I could attend that we could go to. I kind of pick and choose. I just did the Switchback event, which is an offshoot of the running event. Same company owns it. That was in Nashville last month. I do a lot of regional stuff. Like, there's some outdoor specific trade groups that they do. Like, they'll do one in Greenville, South Carolina, and one in Boston, and then one in Florida. But there's much more regional. Yeah, and I like those more just because they're smaller, and I feel like you get more of an opportunity to interact with everybody.
Yes.
I just did a shoe repair shop industry trade show in Vegas, which is my least favorite town, last month as well. And it was great. It was super small, but I talked to everybody that was an attendee. I had at least 10 minutes with.
Wow.
Which is great. So we do that kind of stuff. And then we'll do some consumer facing stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like I was in Denver for the Outside Festival in June. Yeah, in June. Mm-hmm. And that was like 25,000 people and 30 bands over 2 days. And
wow.
Crazy.
So you're experienced here. You've done a lot of this stuff. You've been around the industry for over 20 years. You do the trade shows. You have booth setups. If you were ever talking to a brand or a company looking to get into it, or someone who might have a booth at a trade show soon, what advice would you give them?
Figure out how to be engaging. That's the key, right? If you want to be successful at any of these things, I don't care if it's consumer facing or business facing, you got to have a hook. Yes. You got to have a reason for people to stop and talk to you in the first place. And once you get that ice broken, like so at the Outside Festival, we took some cornhole boards and I had them customized. And then I didn't realize they use synthetic corn for cornhole bags. Did you know this? They have, you can buy synthetic corn on Amazon.
Okay.
For cornhole bags and make your own corn. So we did socks. We took a couple of pairs of socks and filled them with the corn. And so we had these boards in front of our booth, and people would come, and if you've got a sock in the hole, you got a pair of socks.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we gave away like 1,200 pairs of socks.
Wow.
1,200 pairs? Wow.
In like a day and a half. We ran out. I had no more socks in my bags. I'm like, I'm sorry, folks, we're out. But yeah. So it's
a good problem to have.
I was just thinking that.
But I had at least 1,200 people that I was talking to.
That is fantastic.
Which is crazy. So
yeah. You probably sold 2,400 socks after that.
Well, that's the hope, right? That's the hope. And for us, like for our little company, because we don't have a huge budget for, like, I can't go out and go get a license for an NBA team, right? So we find the best marketing for us is just getting socks on people's feet.
Yeah, right? The real people who are going to enjoy it and give you a real rundown of how they work.
Right. And I'll do things like the Outside Festival, but I'll also do like Sneakorama in Worcester, in outside of Boston there, I did a thing with Worcester. I can never say it.
Worcester.
Westa. That's it. Thank you.
Worcester.
Not being from the Worcester, exactly. Not being from the Northeast, I have a hard time pronouncing all the different names of cities up there. But like last year, we did a Christmas run for their big fun run group in December.
Yeah.
Where I went up and put our table out and took Christmas socks. And people brought in socks to give to the homeless shelter, and I gave them running socks.
Oh,
right? So
that is a great thing.
So we do stuff like that too, kind of granular level, and then at the macwear level too.
Now, is it only running socks, or do you make ski socks?
Lifestyle socks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that we make socks. So we do all kinds of different socks. Most of our socks are going to be performance minded, right? They're going to be for active activities, running, hiking, pickleball.
Well, like if you look at socks today, I'm a big skier. I love to ski. I take a lot of running off in the winter, just go skiing. Like skiing socks are important too, but they're so different now compared to what they used to be.
Yep.
They're more like a running sock that just goes all the way up your leg.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think my next right sock order, I don't like socks that go above my ankle, but
I do.
I might get a pair to try skiing and see how that works.
We do make some over the calf. We call them over the calf, and we actually make that sock for the Swiss Army. And so and for some of the European markets because they like super tall socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll notice when you look at the website, if you look at the over the calf, they're brighter colors because the Europeans like.
Okay. Oh, that's fun.
Right. In terms
it's neat how you know that, like the market research you do to learn all that, and you direct your sales kind of that way, and you know what to do.
But we make colors for Germany we don't make for the rest of the world.
Yeah.
It's just they're very specific.
Well, we could go for some nice OTR blue, I'll tell you that.
There you go. There you go. We have that color. Yeah.
Nice. Well, hey, we have a couple big questions, and I come up with a few after that we've had before in the past. But these are two big questions we ask every guest on the podcast, and they're hard. They're tough because you only get to pick one. So I'm going to go first.
Oof.
This year, you are welcome to come to our On the Runs pasta dinner. This is going to be a huge dinner. Everyone's going to come at the end of the year. The food's going to be great. The people are going to be great. And every guest on the podcast gets to bring a +1. You can bring anyone in the world, alive or dead, but not including family. Who are you going to bring?
Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh, cool.
Why are you going to bring Teddy Roosevelt? There's got to be a reason.
There's a lot of them, right? I think he was probably one of the most prolific presidents when it comes to public space. Right? He set aside Yosemite, which is very near and dear to my heart. He was a reformer, right? Busted up the monopolies, and I think, I think he was just a fascinating guy. He was obviously like manic depressive of some sort because he was like always going. And I think I would love to be around that energy for a while because I feel like as I try to keep myself slowed down, I feel like I get like that.
Yeah. That's cool. We have multiple presidents now coming. Multiple.
Oh, really?
This is
interesting.
awesome. Yeah. You know, the names we get are really cool, and we had to add no family because everyone was starting to be like, well, I'll bring my wife. I would have to bring her. And I was like, no, that's no fun. So family's always welcome, but I want that +1. That's
no,
cool
I get it.
Teddy Roosevelt.
I get it. Yeah. No, I read a couple of his biographies, and I've always been fascinated by his character, and he overcame a lot, right? He was an asthmatic, small, poor eyesight kid that went out and tamed the West and was just an amazingly much bigger character than he was physically.
That's cool. Nice pick.
Thank
Russ
you.
for the win there. All right, here's Erica's tough question. This one's the hardest.
My turn. So this will help you bring some energy too. But we have a Spotify playlist, and we like to invite our guests to add a song to it. So is there anything out there that you think is going to pump people up when they listen to it? Just put it on shuffle, and a bop comes on. Something good. What do you got?
Oh man, my taste in music is really weird. So I don't know if everybody.
We have all kinds on this playlist.
Yeah,
so whatever you like,
stuff.
I'm a big fan of Celtic punk. So
Celtic punk.
Yeah. So like Foggy Molly's, Dropkick. Yeah. So I'm thinking, what are
yes.
Yeah. So something like, shipping up to Boston maybe or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
We
always
love
a
that
good-
song up
That's
here.
that's kind of my jam, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that kind of
Perfect.
stuff. Yeah.
We love that song
Yeah.
up here. It's a classic. So I hope you come. Well, actually, you know what?
Yeah, when is it?
I hope
Where
you
is
come
it?
to
Where is it?
Boston one day.
I come to Boston all the time.
Oh, we'd love to hang out and like grab a drink or
We're
dinner
just
or
over
something.
the border in New Hampshire, so
Yeah,
not
yeah,
too far.
yeah.
But
My
if we're-
favorite sales rep. Hope the other reps don't hear this. My favorite sales rep covers the Northeast, and we go to. So you guys shop at Marathon, maybe?
Yeah, Marathon Sports.
Yeah. So Ben Cook, the president of Marathon, is a good friend of mine.
Very cool.
We used to work together at Fleet Feet.
Nice.
Yeah. So
So
I go
cool.
up there, hang out with Ben in
Full
Waltham.
circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say is, if you're ever up here, I'd love that. But if we're ever down there,
Absolutely.
I would love
Come for a
to
tour.
see see the shop, the factory, how it's done.
Yeah,
that'd be
absolutely.
so cool.
We could do a little video of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
We could do
yeah.
that.
I would
Yeah.
vlog it. I'd make a reel for you. All that. I used to live in Charlotte for a while. I told you that earlier. So you know,
Yeah.
it's not too far. I get to travel for work a little bit. We do things in the Raleigh, Durham area from time to time. I have not gone yet, but I will make a point when I do go to spend a day and find you guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're about half an hour from RDU, 35 minutes, 40 minutes.
Yeah, we'll have to
Yeah.
plan it around a Boston Bruins Carolina Hurricane game though.
That's more fun.
A hurricane game? Oh, yeah.
I'm doing a race in Virginia coming up at the end of September, and I'm flying into Raleigh, and we do a
driving up,
road trip.
yeah.
Yep, we do a road
Yeah.
trip.
Fun.
So, yeah. I'll be
So
anyway, too.
speaking of hockey, you're a hockey fan?
Oh, big
Yes.
time.
So I was doing an event for a group called the November Project. Have you guys heard of the November
Yes.
Project?
Yes, we have.
Yes.
So they had their annual conference, North American conference in Alberta.
Edmonton. Andrew
Edmonton.
Ferentz.
Edmonton. Thank you.
Is
Edmonton.
Andrew Ferentz big part of that?
Yes.
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 So we made a special sock for him. I don't know if I have it on my desk.
No way. Can I
Yeah.
have a pair?
Yes. Yeah. Email me
He
when we're
doesn't
done. I'll
ask
see if
for
I can
much,
find
but he's like, his eyes just lit
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. So we did a special November Project sock, and I went up and hung out during the events. And then, but as part of that, that was also the same week as the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yep.
So I watched game one downtown
Oh, my
at
God.
the ice, what they call it, the ice.
The one in Edmonton.
Yeah. It's the outdoor.
The Rexall place, I think, maybe?
No, it's called the ice something. Ice
Oh.
district.
Oh,
Ice
okay,
district.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm no
So
help.
in a bar overlooking the mosh pit area with the Jumbotron
Oh, my God.
with 185
Yeah.
drunk Canadians.
You made it out alive.
It was amazing. It
Yes.
was absolutely amazing.
The best.
And you guys ever watch Shoresy?
Yes. Oh, my God. I love you.
You're hitting all of his checks.
It was like an episode of Shoresy, man.
Oh
it was
my
just
God.
like, oh, hey, boys,
Eric-
got to crash the goal, eh? Yeah, set the tone, boys. Set the tone. It was amazing.
Erica, I'm
Amazing.
going to send you a clip of Sorgi that keeps coming over my feed. I haven't made it
got
at
it.
this point in the series yet, but he's in love with this girl who's a
The
reporter.
reporter, the older gal. Yeah.
And he just keeps trying to sweet talk his way. And she keeps saying, he goes, what do I have to do? She keeps saying, run a marathon.
Oh,
Yeah,
Run a
yeah,
marathon.
yeah, yeah,
And so eventually he runs a marathon
Yep,
and it's just
yep.
a classic. And then there's Letterkenny. It's so good.
Letterkenny, I couldn't get into it because I think the dialogue went too fast for me. And too many.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to turn on the subtitles,
Yeah.
which is
I
infuriating.
watch shows with subtitles all the time because I love ER and I love those kind of
Yep.
like doctor
Oh.
shows and
Yeah,
they have
yeah,
all
yeah.
the language. Yeah.
Yep,
and
yep,
subtitles for the win.
Yeah.
So,
But so
okay.
then I watched game one, and then I watched the game two. I think it was game two. I watched at a sports club there with a different level of Canadian,
Okay.
but just as drunk.
I think I got to sell
They,
socks.
they were playing golf. They played 18 holes, and they came in and watched the game, and they were drinking for all 18. It was amazing. Yeah, it was
oh, my
one
God.
of my favorite experiences
So-
ever. Watching the games there was amazing.
So during the NHL lockout, this would have
Yeah.
been 2012. there was the lockout in 2012. So Andrew Ference played for the Boston Bruins, and he is very into like triathlon, running, cycling, working out. And I loved him. He's this amazing Boston Bruin, and he scored this huge goal against the Canadians, and he told all the Canadians fans, "You're number one," and he has the painting in his garage and stuff. He called it the glove malfunction, like brand new gloves. The fingers are sticky.
Oh, yeah.
It was awesome, but.
Which is also which was the inspiration for the finger in the Mascots movie.
Oh,
have you seen Mascots?
No, I got a
quirky one. Yeah, Christopher Guest film. Yeah, great.
So during the lockout, though, he befriended somehow the guys who started November Project, and I think it was just, hey, for the entire month of November, we're going to run the steps at Harvard Stadium, and it blew up. And I knew people who were doing this. Erika. Our guest from California, Mike, whose wife I went to high school with, Katie Deans.
Scott.
Yeah, Mike Scott. Katie Deans would run the steps and everything, and I would see people I know running the steps. And then we had Laura Green on the podcast like 2 years ago, and she brought it up. And I think I like fanboyed so hard over her knowing Andrew Ference. And
that's awesome.
She talked about how she camped on Andrew Ference's yard in Alberta and stuff. And
funny.
So I've been following the November Project thing for years, but that's how it started, I believe. And he was a huge part of making that grow. And he brought it to Edmonton and all over where he was. Because eventually he left and he became the Oilers captain. And he has such a presence still in the league. His job has something to do with, like, I think maybe it was fan engagement, or maybe it was more like NHL going green.
Yeah. Sure.
One of those two things. And he's very involved. He does a lot of events with the Bruins still. Won the Stanley Cup with the Bruins. Like, amazing guy. I remember the day we traded for him. It was a huge trade. We got him and Chuck Kovacic, and they were playing for Calgary. And I can't remember who we traded away, but that was a big deal during the whole Bruins, like really building what they had. And Andrew Ference kind of put this seed in the culture of the Boston Bruins locker room, and it's stuck to today. And I think Andrew Ference is a huge part of that, and that's why the Bruins have been so successful for years. So if I ever meet him, like, that's what I'm going to thank him for, because he built something that stuck after he left.
And big props to the Davis family for building that amazing facility adjacent to their headquarters there in Boston. Right?
Yes.
The Bruins practice facility there.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful facility. Yeah.
I used to play hockey in their old practice rink, the Rushusha Arena in Wilmington.
Yeah.
What a dump.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God, what a dump. The new place is gorgeous. It's whole beautiful. New Balance Center there too. And Warrior Arena, the Celtics have their practice facility there.
Do you know the Davis family paid to have that train stop put in?
No way.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Jim Davis and his family are amazing people. Like, they've done so much that people don't even know. They're very, very wonderful people.
I was talking about this the other day to a friend of mine who I've been friends with this guy for years. It's a whole NASCAR connection, but he's a Northeastern alum, and he's a huge Northeastern hockey fan. We go to the Bean Pot with him every year. Northeastern plays in Matthews Arena, which is one of the oldest hockey arenas in the country, and it was where the Bruins played before the Boston Garden.
Gotcha.
The arena needs to be torn down because it's falling apart structurally. They can't. So now Northeastern has nowhere to play. And I just thought it was a no-brainer. They play at Warrior Ice Arena where the Bruins practice that we're talking about. Right. Apparently they want to play there, but it's booked out over 2 years.
Holy
It's going to be 2 years to build the new arena. Wow. They first have to tear down Matthews and so they're struggling to find a place to play. It might work out where they still get to play their games there, but they can't practice. And then Boston University, Boston College, and Harvard are like, nah, you can't use our facilities.
Those guys. That stinks. That stinks. I hope they get that figured out. That's rough, man.
Yeah. But big hockey fan here. You know, college. I refereed college hockey up until about a year ago. So, and just taking a break as a family and kids, and also really diving deep into this passion project. We get to talk to amazing people like you.
Well, thank you.
I have one final question though.
Yeah,
and I know the answer, but I want to ask it because this has popped up from time to time. If you could have the choice of a brand new fresh pair of socks every day or a brand new fresh pair of underwear every day, which one would you choose?
I live that life.
It's a no-brainer. I love it.
I pretty much have new socks every day if I want them. Yes. Yeah.
Love it.
That's how I get paid. I don't
pick
actually take a
socks.
salary. I just get socks. Yeah.
It's a win. That's a win. I pick socks, by the way, because I wear underwear way too long with so many holes. It's a joke.
Oh man, my wife and I, she was making fun of one of my undershirts because I said it was kind of lacy. She goes, "Yeah, it's not supposed to be like that."
I wonder if it's
I can't
just
get
a
rid of
woman
it.
thing. If it's
I
just
just
a
can't
woman
get
thing,
rid of
we would
it.
rather have
Yeah.
like new underwear every time.
No,
'Cause I have
new
socks.
socks.
That I love. I don't want
New socks are the best. New socks and new shoes are always the best.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
yeah.
the new shoes, I'm on
absolutely.
board with those. Yes.
I tend to wear everything up until its last point, but
Yep.
man, there's nothing better than a brand new pair of fresh socks on your feet, especially when you're not even wearing shoes. You're just wearing the socks.
Just walking
And
around. Yeah.
I just got shout out to UFOs because we're big UFOs fans, but
Yeah,
for the
love
first
UFOs.
time ever,
Yeah.
I just got the slides because I used to have the thong.
Yep.
And I
You need the
love it
slides,
because
yeah.
I wear them all the time with my socks, my right socks, because you guys hooked me up and I'm so excited.
Nice.
Thank you to you and Caitlin and everybody at the team for not only supporting my New York City Marathon fundraising, but for hooking us up, getting this connection. This is so cool. I know my sister bought some. I know a few
Nice.
others
Thank you.
have. And my sister loves them. I was like, so tell me, what do you think? Because she's a new runner.
Oh, yeah. Great. Yeah. Great
So-
for new runners. Yeah.
Starting
is
her off
super cool.
strong. She's
Yeah,
not
that's
going
awesome.
to
Yeah.
need to
Not
flounder
gonna make all the
around
mistakes
and
we all
find
made. Yeah. With
I know,
cotton
I know.
socks
Exactly.
and yeah. Crazy.
Learn
We've
from
made
us.
many lessons learned.
Nothing new on race day. Yeah, all those things, we've done them all. Yeah, brand new pair of socks and shoes on race day because I forgot them in the bag when I went to the marathon. Yeah, that stuff, right?
Yeah. Well,
exactly.
listen, man, when you're up in the Northeast, you need to hit us up. But
I'll let you guys know. Yeah,
I
I'll
really
let you
want
guys
to
know.
make an effort to go down there. This was a lot of fun. Like, this isn't always about having like a wicked hardcore runner on the podcast who has some amazing Code Brown stories to share or some training stories, marathons all around the world. Like,
I got those too. But
well, we can do
we
it
didn't
when
get
you're
there.
Yeah, we can do it when you're up here. We'll have a couple drinks. We'll record live in person.
Yeah.
We'll try on socks on the podcast.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Let me start my OnlyFeet page first, you guys.
Yeah.
Before we start taking pictures.
Wait, start. You already started it. What are you talking about?
Sure. Yeah, I did.
That's awesome.
This was great, dude. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you guys.
Erica, do you have anything else for Russ?
Well, you should just let us know and let all the listeners know where they can find out about Wrightsocks.
Yeah. So
Socials, all the good stuff.
Wrightsock.com. We have Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, REIs, some Fleet Feet, some Marathon Sports. Our website has the best information, probably the easiest way.
And remember, guys, it's WRIGHT.
Correct. Well, and that's because the family's last name is Wright and Berry.
Right. And I'm gonna leave you on a funny hockey referee story here.
All right.
There's
I like it.
two referees, and in hockey and college, you have your name on the back, right?
Right.
Well, one of the referees, his last name was Wright, WRIGHT. The other referee, his last name was Wong, WONG. And it was great because all the fans would chant in these college arenas, "He's right, you're wrong."
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so guys, remember,
That's
it's
great.
Wrightsocks, WRIGHT. They're awesome. Thank you so much for your support. Russ,
Thank you, guys.
Russ.
thank you
You're
so much
so
for
much
doing
fun.
this.
Eric, thank you guys. It's been a blast. I can't wait to talk to you guys again soon. Thanks for
Can't
having me
wait
on.
either.
This was great. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. A lot of feet talk, a lot of sock talk. But Russ Coillot
Perfect.
on the On the Runs podcast,
Woo!
that was wicked awesome.
That was awesome.
All right, everybody, let's give it up for Russ. Oh my God. He brought so much energy to this show, and I just absolutely love talking to you about socks and about traveling, and I can't wait to meet up with you someday. I think it's going to be so much fun. We vibe so well. I think Eric vibes a little bit better with you. Like, it's just,
Well,
you guys have the North
we can-
Carolina thing going on, right?
Well, that, and we connected with the Delta
all
Sky
of it,
Miles.
all of it.
However,
Yeah.
he's a Hilton guy. I'm a Marriott guy. So,
Yeah, that's why
yeah.
I'm not loyal to like anybody.
Oh, you should be. Russ would say, shame on you for that. He'd be like, I understand the situation. I'm Marriott, he's Hilton, but he would go, Erica, you got to pick and choose. You got to pick a side here.
I do have my favorites, but I'm not saying it on the pod.
Well, because we're not a political podcast.
Russ, you're amazing.
It was fun. That was great. Like so much cool stuff and informative information about socks and the whole double layered thing. And what's really cool with this partnership we've had is I've learned some friends of ours only run in Wrightsocks, and they have been for years. One of them is Yuki. And
Yuki knows.
The Boston Marathon unicorn who was on the BAA's like Instagram post the other day.
I saw that.
She only runs in Wrightsocks, the double layered ones. And it makes sense. It absolutely makes sense. Like they're phenomenal. And
only the best, especially for the marathon unicorn.
It's super cool. So family owned. Caitlin's somebody there too, who I think we talked about, but Caitlin's been working with us for a little bit in the past few months. So super, super thank you to Caitlin and Russ for doing that and for partnering with the podcast this summer, helping our fundraising efforts. You guys are awesome. You're absolute rock stars. And that was super cool. Thank
you. You guys are the best.
I hope you guys enjoyed that because it'd be fun to do more of those with product specialists, really, expand our horizon. Maybe one day we'll talk to a shoelace, product specialist. This is the kind of shoelace. If you have the round ones, they don't really work, but you want the flat ones. But this is why. You can get waxed ones. Like there's probably a market for that.
There's reasoning for all of it, and we want to know all the secrets.
Yeah. So, hey, you know what we didn't mention in the intro was coming up next week on Thursday, the 18th of September, we are doing a live podcast from Marathon Sports in Manchester.
That deserves the horn.
That deserves the horn.
Man. Yeah. I am super pumped for this. So
not nervous. I'm nervous.
Not nervous. No, because I'm going to have you. I'm going to have KJ. I'm going to have Nicole. We're going to have room full of amazing people, including
We're
Steve.
announcing it right now. Erika just spoiled the news. KJ and Nicole are going to be our guests. So we're going to have run coaches.
You can bleep them.
No. We're going to have run coaches. And guys, I don't want to bleep it out, Erika, because I want everyone to start submitting questions. Are there questions you would have for a run coach if you're training for a half marathon or a marathon? It's marathon season here in the fall. And what do you want to know, especially with the few weeks to go? Like the taper craziness, race day strategy. Like, what do you want to know from these coaches who have done it? They've experienced it and they've coached others and they're currently coaching us. So huge thank you and shout out to KJ and Nicole because one, they're our coaches. They're doing us a favor here. And I think we're all comfortable, but it's going to be super fun. There's going to be pizza. There's going to be UCAN. It's going to be a great night. Saucony's going to be there, guys. Yeah, because you guys could run at 6:00 and do like a 5K in a brand new pair of Sauconys and then come for the show at 7. But Erika, I actually have a homework assignment for you.
Oh, boy.
And I think it's right up your alley.
Do tell. Getting my pen.
I am envisioning this show.
Yes.
And as I am also envisioning like the ambiance around the show. And when everyone goes out for the 6:00 run, I'm going to be setting up around then. I want to be done before 6:30.
Yeah.
And I want there to be a little bit of an ambiance as you walk in. Not, like a day spa with the waterfalls, but I want some music.
Okay.
I need a 30-minute playlist.
Ooh.
That I'm going to play, quietly, but loud enough just to kind of like set the feeling. Now, I might be in my chair, also talking. If someone comes in, I might be like, yo, what's up, Mo? Imagine if Maurice came or something. He's all in Providence. I'm not expecting that. So I'll use him as an example. Yo, Maurice, because they got this thing here called auto ducking. So when I talk, the music naturally goes down.
Oh,
but it still plays. But when we're not talking, there can be some music and so you need to not just find a 30-minute playlist.
Okay.
You have to curate the songs to play in the order you want.
So is this something that we are just doing during your setup or is this going on during the whole thing?
No, like setup.
Okay.
But it's after setup before the show. I hope to be done well before 6:30.
Okay.
Because we don't want to be like, hey guys, we'll start in 5 minutes. We're just, this cable, where's that one? We don't want, I'm going to be there early, probably before the run starts, starting the setup. And then when it's set up and it looks like we're ready, like we're not going to be behind a stage or anything. No one's going to be like, and now From Goffstown, New Hampshire and Sandown, New Hampshire, we have the stars of the On the Runs podcast, Eric and Erika. Everyone give them a big round of applause. That's not going to happen.
We could probably make that happen, though. All you have to do is record this, and then we'll play it later. Can you imagine? That'd be hilarious. I get what you mean, though. You need to get in the right mindset. I envision, like, I have a way I'm picturing it. Like, I'm going to be kind of hanging out. We could introduce our guests, but, like, you know, I figured you, KJ, and Nicole are going to be mingling with the crowd. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to kind of just sit up there and talk to people with the music in the background. Now, the music's not going to overpower me, but I'm just going to kind of hang out. So, okay.
Yeah. It'll be lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. And I know some people are actually running at a Millennium running event that night, and they're like, I'm going to run right over there after.
Wow.
So it's super cool. So I'm pretty excited. I did say, like, if we get 10 people, amazing.
Right.
We get 20, wow.
I will flip out. In a good way, though.
If we get more than that, I might be like, oh my God.
No reason to panic. We're fine.
None. We're going to try to keep it as natural as a real show, but also structured towards the topic in hand with KJ and Nicole. So it's super cool. And I'm not depending on KJ and Nicole to bring all their friends and family. No, I'm not. Bring them.
We'll see. We'll have a turnout. We will have a turnout. Somebody will show up.
If you're a real fan of the pod, check the Priceline app and get over here.
He's in Montana right now, you guys.
Oh, what else is going on in your life, Eham?
Ooh, so we were talking about me and my 50K. Well, I have to give some kudos, some straight up congratulations to Mr. Beard for totally dominating a 50 miler, his very first ultra this weekend. Yes. He did the Tarks Fall Classic, and his first ultra ever, he chooses a 50 miler on a very difficult course. So I give him all the kudos in the world for making it through. And he did really freaking well. He ran faster on trails than I ever did on road for a 50 miler.
Insane.
Kicked
so
ass.
He tagged me in his post-race post. I've yet to read it. I actually put it back as unread because I just didn't have the moment to read it because I want to read. But the one thing I saw was a shirtless picture of him. And I was like, damn, Beard.
I
looks good.
I like how at one point he had to put little like elastics in his beard.
I saw that too.
I don't blame him. It was a hot and humid day down in Mass too, so he had to do what he had to do. But I am just super impressed. Like, he trained so hard this summer and it absolutely paid off. He crushed it. Yeah, so welcome to the ultra world, my friend. Yes.
I wonder, maybe we could get him on a recrap. The recap is taking a break because it's golf season, but maybe like we could hear how that went after Chicago and New York and everything too. That would be cool. Way to go, Beard! I'm proud of you, and you're a rock star. I know he's been working towards this one. He really has. So, hey, I also mentioned Priceline. So if you don't get the joke, that's Patrick Lieber. Yep. We for the live show, so we're bouncing around. But we had to restructure our bio. This was actually really hard. We had to find headshots. We don't have headshots, so we had to figure that out. And the whole bio thing was like, you know what? I think we need to restructure our bio anyways. We're up for a bio update. And who better to go to than a professional writer himself? I reached out to Patrick to help us with our bio. And I'm going to read this to you first, because I'm pretty proud of this. Patrick had a huge hand in this. And then the funny result of this after you upload it and post. So here is Patrick's bio. Runners are the best storytellers. On the Runs podcast features running narratives from the best of those storytellers. Whether hearing from a runner who started a year ago or 50 years ago, that's Patrick, by the way. The conversation isn't actually Patrick's 45 years now. But the conversation is engaging, funny, and enlightening. Guest stories range from struggles to outstanding achievements and everything in between, including Code Brown tales. Mm-hmm. Code Browns are situations that are not what you might think. Guests share awkward and unique circumstances, and they found themselves in throughout their journey. I'm messing a few of that up, but you guys got it. The crosstalk between the hosts, Eric and Erika, is natural and entertaining. Bingo. Mm-hmm. Friends for over 20 years, they have a gifted skill set to keep the listener glued to the interviews. along with the banter between themselves. God, I hope that's true, guys. I hope you're still listening. The conversations come across as fireside chats. Yes, that's the goal. Amongst friends, leaving you feeling like you were there. And then this next paragraph I added. On the Runs has been fortunate to have a wide range of guests over their nearly 200 episodes, from the local 5K runner to epic ultra marathoners, iconic leaders and history makers, shout out Catherine Switzer, in the sport, along with nutritionists, coaches, race directors, Peloton instructors, and running legends. That's our new bio. What do you think?
Beautiful. I love it. That really, I think it truly encapsulates and captures everything that we are.
Yeah, it was great.
To a T.
So what's neat is SEO works when you do stuff like this. I posted this bio up last week or the week before, and the next day I got 4 emails right away. I can tell these are those automatic emails, but they're SEO driven.
Okay.
And some of them are from running people. And the funny thing is, it's like, I'm a huge fan of your podcast. And you can tell they're not. Like, they've never heard of us. Because if you're coming to me saying, we would love to share this story of, because usually it's somebody else, like a manager, saying,
yes,
I want you to have Erika on the podcast because Erika's this epic runner. Well, so because of SEO and how that works, we did get a few from runners. And they seem interesting. But my favorite was an email from somebody. And it's like, hey, we'd love you to have this guy on. His entire boxing journey is incredible. Coming up from the bottom to the top, and his journey about being a boxer and a fighter and all this stuff and all these details. And I'm like, it actually sounds amazing, but we're not a boxing
for a
podcast.
boxing podcast. Aw.
So we're going to start a podcast called In the Ring.
In the Ring, on the Run. Same thing.
In the Ring.
Close enough.
But, SEO works, and it proved like we needed an update. Now, it doesn't always work to your exact niche. Sometimes it misses. And if we ever did auto-generated type things, sure, it might miss. But like the storytelling, I think, was the SEO there, the word that caught on to a lot of those emails. And it was super cool. And it just naturally helps the algorithm.
Okay. Well, hey, somebody reached out, and that's awesome. And I just feel bad for the boxing guy. Yeah, I feel bad for the boxing guy because we're not going to work.
But
for that,
you know what's even funnier is they have their email set up to respond again in like 4 days if you don't respond. It's like, hey, Eric and Erika, I would just like to see if you saw my email about Ron the boxer.
Yep.
I've learned to ignore those. We've gotten them in the past. But for some reason, they always called us Angela Pohl. And Angela Pohl, like, I don't know why you're so lucky, but they didn't even get the names right. And I know one time I emailed back and goes, hey, sounds all cool and everything, but, I thought you were a big fan of the pod. My name's Eric and my co-host is Eric. Or I got that wrong. My name's Eric and my co-host is Erika. Who's Angela? Never heard back.
That's when they go, whoops, and we're off the radar.
But it was obviously something in the description of whatever, because it wasn't just one email that thought we were Angela. It was like 12. Like, it got insane for a year, the year after Angela was on the podcast.
Well, Angela's amazing, so I get why. I get why.
The absolute best. Yeah, that was fun. I'm super excited. Like, it's all part of the growth and development, the involvement, the evolution of this podcast.
Oh, yeah. Man, I'm impressed. I got to give Patrick so many thank yous because that was just absolutely amazing. And he's just said such nice words about us. And I hope it's true, too. I hope everybody likes listening and loves the stories that come out of this. And
it's a lot of
that's
fun.
why we do it.
It is why we do it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I got a few side notes here because Erika did her notes. Justin's new book came out. Are you going to get it?
I want to. I got to add it to my collection. I have quite the collection now. Like, I have so much reading to do. So I apologize to everybody whose book I have not gotten to yet. But I mean, I just love having the pod fam sitting right behind me during every episode.
What's cool about that book? It's called Terminal Anxiety, but that's when he wrote it. He spent like 17 days or something in the Atlanta airport. He got arrested. living in the airport. He ran a marathon living in the airport. What's cool is he went back to the airport to give the book to the people in the airport who meant something to him. So the guy who ran the marathon with him, some nice lady, other people, he even left just one on an empty seat with $100 in it. So it's been cool to see that story.
And that's why I wanted to check out the book, because I was following his social media this weekend and seeing that he was going back to Atlanta. And I just think that is so cool. So I got to check it out. Justin, you are awesome for doing that.
And that book, the turn time on that was fast.
I
that
know.
When was
I feel
that?
like that was just like 2 months ago.
Feels
but
like yesterday.
It really does.
Yesterday I ran a half marathon in the middle of the night with Ryan because Justin called me out on.
Wait, when
June.
was that? That
was like June.
No shit.
That was quick.
That really was.
They got a great team there. What's funny is when I went to the state fair, the Hoppington Fair, Ashley ran into somebody right away that she knew.
Yep.
And last year when I went, I ran into like 5 people I knew. I go, oh, well, let's make this a competition. Who can find more people we know?
Yes.
And then Ashley found a second and a third. I saw that Recycle Percussion, their brand Chaos and Kindness had a tent. I was like, oh, let's go in this tent. Let's go in this tent. And instantly I saw Corinne, who I knew, and I'm like, oh my God, I know somebody. Ashley goes, I don't know if that counts.
Yes,
like
it
you
does.
purposely we didn't run into her. You went and sought them out. And I'm like, oh, I still lost. It was the only person I saw.
Oh, I would I would still count that. You had to make your way over there. So, I mean.
Ashley has a point. I walked by and I'm like, all right, here's a point for me. I can get one. But
she still won.
My ass and it weighs 3-1.
There you go.
Did that for you.
Thank
Anyways,
you.
I got some more notes, but I can save those for next week or maybe Thursday if we're back.
Oh, no. Wait.
No
Not on Thursday. No, we're fine. I have Reach the Beach this week, coming up this week. So.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we're heading up north on Thursday, but we won't be recording on Thursday. So if you want me again this week, you got me.
All right. We'll see if we can do it. It's a lot of editing. But just in case we aren't, good luck at Reach the Beach. On my 12-mile run today, ran by a person. We called a Strava flyby. And I gave her plenty of space. Roads in Sandown, like the one we were on, was wide. And I just kind of was like, whoa, way to go. And she goes, yeah. And I go, what are you training for? She goes, Reach the Beach. I'm like, no way. That's next week. It's so cool. Good luck. Have fun. And I just said, look out for the penguins.
I know.
I have to say hi to somebody when I'm running. I have to. Especially
I
if you're
always say
passing
hi.
them. Like if you're catching up and passing, like I got to say like, yo, good job. You're kicking ass.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right.
Gotta be friendly.
Work on your homework assignment while you're at Reach the Beach.
I will do my best. I will hopefully capture the vibe that you are looking for.
I'm gonna be critical of this.
Okay. All right.
This is a real
no
test.
pressure at all. This is the more pressure than actually doing the live show.
Yeah. But hey, guys, thank you so much to My Race Tats, Firefly and UFOs for helping out this past summer, and Wrightsocks, Caitlin and Russ. You guys are awesome. I hope you loved that episode. Thank you to our partners. Thank you to our pod fam. Follow the pod, share the pod, like the pod, help grow the pod. Erika just mentioned leave a review. We were like, oh, when's the last time we checked that? We don't even know how.
I'm working on it. I'm curious.
Everything you can to help this podcast. We love you. Thank you so much. Don't forget to check out the Ali G Show.
And if you're interested, make sure you follow the Monday Night Media page on Instagram, because that's where all of the cool stuff is happening.
Well, I post a lot of motivational and positivity there. I do.
Positivity always.
How can people follow you to Reach the Beach? Are you going to post on yours? Are you going to post on ours? Are you going to wake up the Penguins Marching Shelf Instagram page from forever ago that has 2 followers? Please don't use that one.
That's not my page, actually. That's somebody else's. But if I can log back into On the Runs, I will do a takeover this weekend. If not, I will just tag the shit out of everything I post. So
love it.
Be ready. Love it.
Have fun. Have a great week, guys. You guys are awesome. Rock stars, the best. Erika, take us home.
All right, all you Reach the Beach runners, hit me up if you're going to be up there. I'd love to see you and say hello. But most of all, thank you for listening. You know we love you.
Don't fear the cold ground.
And don't forget to stretch.
That's your fart. That's the closest you'll get.
That is why I'm laughing. It does kind of sound like it. I bet you're wondering how I got into the. You're not from Limp Bizkit. DJ New. Oh my god. Did that really just happen?
I'm a DJ. Eric is
Can't
crying.
handle this right now.
You actually have tears coming out of your...
That caught me off guard. That I was not ready for a full DJ performance.